Misty!
Ah, damn it, I fell into the void again. At least this ain't my first time falling into a void. Alright, luckily my camera fell in too. So, okay, we gotta grab my stuff out of my freaking little bag here. Alright, I got it. So, luckily I had been planning on doing a video today, and we're gonna get right into it with the opposite topic. What is meat riding? And I'll put the definition up here. Alright, now does everybody see what meat riding is? Because lately there's been a new term somewhat. I think it was 9 months ago exactly, but there's been a new term, basically anti-meat riding, bizarro meat riding, the complete opposite of it. Pretty much just as infuriating. We're gonna get into it with the movie that started the term itself, Spider-Man Lotus. Honestly, a really goated Spider-Man fan film. I'm gonna put my little review I put when I first watched the movie down below it. I actually put it in their comments section. Fantastic movie, honestly. I did make a video reviewing the movie a couple months back. I guess also 9 months ago. I would halfway review it. It's not the best edited video or best in sound. I don't know, because my phone likes to be kind of swip-swappy on sound quality. I think I might need to clean out the speakers. But yeah, I made a review about how I feel about the movie, but now we're on to the haters. Usually a video I didn't actually want to make because back then, people were just hating on the film just to hate on it. You know, just casual grifter activity. But the fact that it's still continuing even to this day, that is where that term anti-meat riding comes in. Now on to the Dr. Skipper level of opinion they have. Because I remember, like a couple months ago, I think everybody else also remembers, Dr. Skipper made a video about how Godzilla doesn't just work at all. Everybody rightfully roasted him for it, and now the Spider-Man fanboys are basically having a worse version of that opinion. And they're doing it about Spider-Man Lotus of all things. So basically, they're reverse dick riding this thing to the grave. They are hating on it. Because back then, it was decent. It's like, whatever, I ain't watching that. Just unneeded negativity, and it's just grifting. But now to the point, they're still making them videos nowadays. It is just sad to think about. These people are just basically hate watching if they're even watching the film. And it's like, before anyone tells me to, like, watch it, because I said to myself the first time I've seen that video about people being weird about things, I basically said, I'm not watching their videos. And I'm not watching their videos because I'm not trying to contract brain rot from Skyrim. It's like, their videos aren't going to have any points. I already know how these type of people work. They're Spider-Man fanboys. They don't really operate much differently than people who use emotion over logic. These people have basically somewhat pseudo points, and then they just put how they feel rather than what's in the damn movie in the video. And I honestly think that's really stupid. It's like, did you actually watch the movie? Did you take a second watch? Did you actually, look at the scenes instead of looking at your watch going, is this movie over yet? Because these people are basically scumbags to some degree. It's like, you can't just watch a movie and just analyze it. You just watch the movie, turn your brain off, and then as soon as you turn it back on, you're like, the movie sucked. It seems more like you have a very, precognitive idea of things. You have thought about it before, you watched the movie, and you didn't even change your opinion. That is the, worst thing to do for a review. When you're watching a movie, it don't matter how you feel about it, you gotta watch it at least, Now to do what they don't seem to be doing. Critical analysis. Spider-Man Lotus, as everybody knows, is a fan adaptation of the famous comic book The Night Gwen Stacy Died. And the thing about the original comic is the fact that it's quite acclaimed. People love the comic, it's killed off a character for basically decades, and it pushed the story forward. The thing with it is that the comic is loved, but this movie is hated somehow. So we're going to get into the point that will make the intermerger make sense. If there was a fucking intermerger. But The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the one that came out in 2014. This is a Hollywood modern Spider-Man film adaptation of the story. People are still pissed about how that movie came out. Said missed opportunity or that the movie just completely sucked. This movie is a movie version adaptation of the original comic story. Spider-Man Lotus is basically the same thing, except instead of a big old Hollywood film, it's a fan film. And I think with how people felt about The Amazing Spider-Man 2, they have that same baggage on them, and they bring it to Spider-Man Lotus, and then a bit more, because, modern Spider-Man films apparently are even worse and worse. All the modern shows are terrible. Spider-Verse is the best thing since sliced bread. And the MCU trilogy is kind of mixed. So people have all this baggage about it, and they basically see in their eyes is what is like the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Sorry for the stutter, and they see it again and they get pissed. But in my little diagram that I put up here a little bit ago was good adaptation and bad adaptation. You got the original comic in the middle, and the bad adaptation is The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I do actually agree is a terrible movie. I tried liking it as a kid, but, stuff happens. It is overall just a bad adaptation. But then you have Spider-Man Lotus, which is actually really close to the comic, of course, with a little bit of extra stuff, because later on, some of the characters have different character arcs. You had Harry Osborn, who became a drug addict after the story. Mary Jane's, of course, depressed. Peter Parker's obviously depressed because that was his damn girlfriend. Flash Thompson's joined the military. And it has, I remember seeing this little review on the website for the movie, like IMDb or some, 1 out of 10. Someone said it's just talking and no story. And I'm like, did you even watch the fucking film? Because there's plenty of story in there. People do things. He's literally trying to move forward as Spider-Man. And guess what? Spider-Man Lotus isn't just an adaptation of that one comic story. It's also the adaptation of Tim, the kid with cancer, from Spider-Man. He put those two stories together and perfectly weaved them together. Do people just not care? They like to pretend the film they're watching is so bad, but then they would watch it again, probably tear up and cry like I did, and then basically then go back online and say, this movie sucks. It's watch the damn film. Open your eyes. It's the movie isn't bad, and that's what it is. It's they look at a film that is actually pretty good. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Of course, it's not the best Spider-Man film ever, but these people hate it with such a vigor. They hate it with their entire soul just because of stuff that happened behind the scenes. And I think that's mostly it, behind the scenes. The actual movie isn't even bad. It's of course, there's a lot of drama. The main actor who plays Spider-Man said the cold duty word at someone on Instagram, but it's does that even matter? There's plenty of things that turn out fantastic with horrible behind-the-scenes stuff, like The Godfather. I heard that in the original recording of either the first or the second part, the place they were recording at, it actually ended up getting shot up. So the movie still came out great. It's people are just oddly judgmental. They just want to find a villain. And I'm thinking, why not the Spider-Verse? That has Miles Morales in it. That movie immediately sucks because of that. But other than that, it's so that's basically my point. And I want everybody to learn from this and realize, maybe try being a bit more constructive than kind of grifter-ish. Because I'll tell you, I think back 9 months ago, it was only 2 or 3 YouTubers that said the movie was garbage. Now everyone says it's garbage. So basically, it's the biggest grift ever, recently, at all. Biggest grift. I'll tell you, because I don't think not many people seen the movie. It's 9.9 million views on YouTube, but I know the watch analytics of that film are 5 minutes long at most. Everybody just drops after that. But yeah, there's 2 villains in the movie, Shocker and Green Goblin. There's an after swing scene like any other Spider-Man movie. 2 comic stories adapted, better than an actual Hollywood movie. There may be talking, but that's characterization. People have their ideas. Stuff happens, And it's people don't seem to understand it. Because I'll tell you, every Spider-Man movie is basically the same somewhat. You get Spider-Man, you have drama, you have villain, big fight, movie ends. And that's for most of them. And this movie is not that. It is actually quite different. It's more of a toned down type of movie. Due to the budget, of course. And people look at that and look at the low budget and the fact that it isn't the Spider-Man 2, the original Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man 1, No Way Home, not even Spider-Verse. They think that this film should be just like them as a fan film. And I think that's actually quite stupid. Because I was thinking at first, when the movie first came out, as you see in my original comment, I thought it'd be a lower budget, Amazing Spider-Man 2, a better version. But then it came out and it was a different type of movie. And you know what I did? I didn't cry about it. I didn't freaking hate on them like they did. I just accepted the movie. I'm I love this movie. It's a different take on Spider-Man. Instead of being physical and kind of being in that danger zone, fighting constantly, I think it's more of a battle of the mind. It's Peter dealing with himself mentally. What he had done, what he couldn't control and what he could control. And it's like a character study mentality wise. It don't matter that they don't really get into fights much, you know? Not every movie needs to be Spider-Man 2. And that's pretty much it. But I hope everybody but those anti-meat riders have a good day. And other than that, I think this picture goes unironically hard.